All right. We're excited to announce the launch of our new Android native application designed to fully support the SAVVA platform. And let's walk you through the core functionalities and main features of what we have developed. The main features of the application. First point. When we began our work on developing this application, as you are aware, the SAVVA platform entails extensive interaction with the blockchain. So the question arose, how could we create an application that would work conveniently and well with various crypto wallets on phones? On phones, as you know, there are already quite a few mobile blockchain wallets. We performed some analysis and came to realize the overall picture is quite disheartening. Essentially, there is no good or widely accepted standard for how applications should interact with crypto wallets. Most wallets generally function well with a browser. However, crafting a distinct and universally compatible interface between an application and a crypto wallet often presents considerable challenges. All of it tends to operate with significant instability. And one of our primary objectives from the very beginning was to develop a remarkably user-friendly application, essentially serving as a convenient portal into the incredible world of SAVVA networks. And we arrived at a rather radical decision. We decided to embed our crypto wallet directly in the app. Consequently, with the SAVVA application installed on your phone, there's no longer any need to set up or manage extra crypto wallets or arrange any interactions among them. This streamlines the user experience considerably. Everything essential for interacting with the blockchain is conveniently located within the SAVVA application. The next very important point. As you may know, and I'll reiterate, since I'm aware that some individuals joining us today are not entirely conversant with the operational structure of the SAVVA platform. The SAVVA platform is essentially an open platform providing the capability to develop and host numerous social networks. Currently, several quite active networks already exist, which have been built and are operating successfully on the SAVVA platform. Our application, which we are launching today, it's capable of interacting with all these various networks at the same time. This means you do not have to attempt to create an entirely separate application on your mobile phone for every individual network. One application can work with any of these networks and what's more, with all of them together. Thus, to some extent, it functions as a comprehensive content aggregator for every SAVVA network currently in existence. The next very important point, which I might not have even desired to delve into this today, yet it becomes a necessity, as it will surely be impossible to keep it under wraps, irrespective. Our application has been built from the very beginning to be compatible with a wide array of different blockchains. It's probably no great secret, but from the very beginning, as we started developing the EVM version of the SAVVA platform, our initial assumption was always that we would be deploying it across different blockchains. At present, the SAVVA platform operates solely on the blockchain that is recognized as PULSECHAIN. However, we will most certainly launch this platform across various other blockchains as well. I'll pause right here. This is likely to be the main topic for next year, so stay tuned for updates. Much exciting content is on its way. Next important point. What can our application do? It supports what we call NPO mode. NPO stands for non-profit organization. So it just so happened that this particular functionality within the system bears quite a mysterious designation. Why? Because our entire network is, in general, oriented towards some kind of philanthropy and supporting others. And what we term as NPO is the capacity for a small collective, not merely an individual, but rather a collaborative group, to come together and collectively back specific authors, various projects, or even fundraising efforts. For this reason, we call this functionality NPO. But technically, what is an NPO? NPO is effectively what's typically referred to as account management within blockchains. This means it's the capability to control your personal account, your individual address within the blockchain network. Unfortunately, within EVM networks, specifically Ethereum, up until very recently, there was no account management available. What does that imply? This signifies that each user's address was associated with a single unique private key. This situation in Ethereum is also about to change in the near future, but for now, let's not discuss that. So what does our NPO functionality allow? This feature allows you to establish a virtual user, specifically a user defined by the address of a particular smart contract. It also enables you to configure an entire collective of users who, under the authority of that contract, can carry out various network actions such as posting, commenting, and liking, essentially handling all related activities. And this functionality is fully supported by the Android native application. And I will elucidate shortly the profound significance of this specific functionality, particularly for the application's mobile iteration. Next point, artificial intelligence. From the very first version of our Android native application, we've built in an AI assistant is an artificial intelligence helper. This AI assistant is specifically designed to significantly simplify the entire process of publishing posts, making it much easier for users. And I really hope that today we'll get to see how it all works live. And the last important feature of our application, from the very first version, we immediately support what is known as peer-to-peer encryption. What exactly is that? If you recall, during our last gathering, we discussed our implementation of a feature allowing for the publication of exclusive content. This means an author can now publish certain content on their social network, making it accessible not to all users, but exclusively to their paid subscribers. Within our application, which we are launching today, you can also generate posts that will not be accessible to everyone, but exclusively to those individuals who provide you with some form of monetary support through our system. Let's take a look at how it all works. Upon first launching the application on your mobile device, you'll immediately notice that the initial interface strongly resembles interactions with a crypto wallet. The first thing you have to do is create an address for yourself on the blockchain. Essentially, you accomplish this by simply tapping the single Create a New Wallet button. The second option, if you already possess a wallet, if you are already aware of your magical secret words that you've jotted down on paper, those that constitute the mnemonic phrase for your private key, you can simply press the button labeled Import an Existing Wallet. The system will then prompt you to input your mnemonic phrase, and subsequently, your crypto wallet will be entirely set up within the SAVVA application. Thus, yes, we fully support both 12 and 24-word mnemonic phrases, indicating that various formats of mnemonics are entirely compatible with our system, which they're configured somewhat uniquely across different systems, so we support all mnemonic phrase formats. That's probably not very important for you because usually the crypto wallet browser plugins, they typically operate using a 12-word mnemonic phrase. One important point, for now, our application doesn't support a hardware wallet. A hardware wallet. I'm actually not sure what the exact Russian translation is. It's like a small wallet, a standalone physical device. It's not that hard to add this functionality, and maybe we will add it to our application, but let's just say, not really all that optimistic concerning this particular possibility because why? Because the entire concept is to simplify engagement with our social network, ensuring all content is readily available in your pocket. You retrieve it, quickly view, tap a few buttons, show support, or give a like. If, for each simple operation like that, you then have to retrieve a hardware wallet from another pocket and connect it to your phone using a cable, or perhaps via Bluetooth, and subsequently entering PIN codes on it, this whole process becomes so cumbersome that I genuinely doubt anyone would realistically bother to use it. That's the initial point. And a second truly crucial argument is that what I've explained concerning account management and operating via NPO mode enables us to effortlessly circumnavigate the necessity of utilizing hardware wallets on a mobile device. How is that possible? We could establish a compact NPO, effectively a smart contract, and within this agreement, assign a distinct address exclusively dedicated to performing particular functions on the network. For instance, to post content like others, or contribute to post funds. And all the possibilities for using this particular address conclude at that point. This implies it's quite secure to integrate such a wallet directly into a phone application. Because even if by some chance it were to be compromised and someone gained unauthorized access, all they could manage to do is temporarily post under your NPO until you access the settings and deactivate that address. They would be utterly incapable of absconding with any of your valuable crypto assets. For a period, they would only be able to post on behalf of your NPO until you access the NPO settings and deactivate that specific address. This means that, if you recall, many of us present today began this journey with us quite some time ago. Indeed, many years have passed since then. Even back then, we were operating on top of various other blockchains, specifically those that emerged from the original EOS blockchain. In those particular types of blockchains, the ability to manage accounts was inherently integrated right within the blockchain itself from the very beginning. If you remember, we had distinct keys there, keys specifically for reading, others for posting, and still others for transferring money. So we've essentially replicated something similar on top of EVM blockchains. Yes, and multiple. You can also load numerous mnemonic phrases into a single application. So what happens next? After we have an address, or after we've entered an old mnemonic phrase and accessed our real address, on the screen, we can view a list of all existing SAVVA networks and the ability to enable or disable them as desired. Since I'm extremely interested in all of them, I usually turn them all on. But you can enable only the SAVVA networks that you're interested in. I'll just quickly list them. These are the ones that actually exist today. The first one is named Dolly Club. This is a social network specifically designed for and frequented by masters of doll making. It's a truly wonderful community from all over the world. There are many people who are very passionate about this craft. So they have their own network built on the SAVVA platform. The second network is called Pacta Civitas. These are guys in Montenegro. They have a libertarian community there. And they've launched their own network too. By the way, it's becoming more and more active with a lot of interesting things happening. The next network is called Paris Camp. That's a completely different story. It's a significant movement in Paris supporting talented individuals, actors, and, shall we say, film producers. What's the correct way to say this in Russian? Filmmakers. No, that's not Russian again, but it doesn't matter. They include screenwriters, directors, actors, poets, and writers. It is absolutely phenomenal. I would categorize it as a somewhat bohemian. On my view, one might refer to it as Hella Bohemen. A story and... The good news is that the founder of this movement in Paris, Igor Smirnov, will hopefully be joining us today. We'll chat with him a bit, and he'll share the latest news from this platform. A lot of interesting things are happening there, and even where he'll be joining us from is a bit of a mystery. The next network is called SAVVA App. This is essentially the core, the base social network, which is dedicated to the SAVVA platform itself. And the last one is Staihi.io, which is the very one. The specific Russian language poetry social network that actually initiated the entire historical journey of the SAVVA project. So where did this list come from? This list comes from the following. There is a primary node, essentially the core backend of the whole SAVVA platform, and listed here are, and enumerated here are the networks handled by this fundamental node. The base node, as they say in Russian, supports. As I promised, by this Christmas, we will release this entire project as open source, and people will have the opportunity to set up these kinds of networks themselves, their own completely independent ones. And they will also be able to link their networks to this application, thereby gaining the functionality to operate within their own social media platforms. We will absolutely discuss that before Christmas arrives. It is truly just a matter of a few short weeks. There will definitely be a stream where I'll explain how it's all built and how you can do it. And a crucial aspect is that it's an open source project, meaning no payment whatsoever is involved. So truly, if you have the wish, you can simply take this open source code, install it, and then proceed to launch similar networks of your own. Okay, let's move on. That's it. Once we've made our selections, we arrive at this fantastic application where we can observe this feed, the content feed. A significant distinction from a comparable feed on the website is that the posts here are a mix of content from various sources, all blended together. Okay, Igor, I see you. All right, good. Yes. Today will be interesting. There's a lot of news. A very, very important point is that here in a single feed, you have posts from all the social networks that I'm a part of. So it has started to somewhat resemble platforms like Reddit, featuring many diverse subreddits and a main platform where you can link to various ones, observe ongoing activities, and engage by liking or disliking, and so on. Thus, on every postcard at the very top, you'll find the domain from which that specific post originated, accompanied by the blockchain icon. Currently, all the blockchain icons are naturally specific to Pulse Chain. Subsequently, by swiping the display from left to right, a navigation menu becomes visible, allowing you to choose all of our established tags. You can see the most popular posts. You can see active posts that are currently where a giveaway is happening right now. You have the ability to view comments, observe the most recent posts, and also access content shared by those individuals you are currently subscribed to or following. Let's keep going. If you open a specific post, you'll see the entire post itself. The application fully supports our intricate, elaborate, and expanded Markdown format, ensuring total compatibility with all its advanced functionalities and elements. I will make every effort to avoid becoming overly technical in my explanation. This post format enables you to embed various elements such as images, YouTube links, and even seamlessly integrate video and audio files directly into your content. All these features are fully implemented. The application displays any such posts. It even displays posts with different chapters. So it can't create posts like that, but it can display all of them. The next significant characteristic of the platform is that, as many of you are already aware, it enables simultaneous creation of posts in various languages. Therefore, if a particular post includes several different languages, or multiple versions tailored for various languages, we can effortlessly switch between them directly on the screen. This means we can open a specific post, click the language button, and then select any of the languages in which that particular post was originally created. So, for instance, specifically on the Pacta Civita's website, they currently offer 4 languages: English, Spanish, Russian, and Serbian. And it's quite simple to read this post in any of those languages. By default, when a post opens, it opens in the language your interface is set to. So if you set your interface to Russian, everything will immediately open in Russian if that version of the post exists. All right, so let's continue. The process of reading content on a phone is something that is quite particular about its font requirements. Therefore, we straight away implemented support for font settings. And this is actually a truly significant matter because it became apparent to me that people's eyes are all different. And each person has different preferences for on-screen text display. Thus, we enabled changing not just the background, but also font size. And what turned out to be very important is changing the line spacing, that is, how close the lines are to each other. I had never truly grasped the significance of that particular setting. Essentially, you can simply tap the A icon at the top to access the font customization menu, enabling you to discover a comfortable reading mode for your eyes while consuming content. Next, let's discuss our traditional blockchain and its full range of functionalities. Each post offers the opportunity for users to contribute a donation through a specific mechanism we've termed the End Post Fund. Just to recap, this isn't just a simple donation to the author. It's a clever system that combines donations with some game-like dynamics. So you can transfer a certain amount of SAVVA tokens to the author of this post. A small portion of that donation will immediately reach the author, and the greater part will simply be placed into a specific fund. And later, that fund will be distributed among all the participants and donors to this post. So it's a way to support the author, but it also includes a fun, game-like element that's always nice to be a part of. And of course, the larger the post fund grows, the more incentive it creates for others to come, participate in the fund's prize drawing, and simultaneously offer their support to the author. This presents a rather unique and engaging method for promoting both the content creator and their publication. Yes, we click Contribute, and we're presented with a perfectly familiar dialog box. All you need to do there is simply input your desired donation amount and then proceed to click Contribute once more. There are 5 predefined values available that users can easily adjust within the application settings. These are the usual amounts with which you reward the authors. I usually have mine set to 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, and 10,000. You can change these numbers in the settings. Next, a crucial detail, if we revisit this, over here, notice the post features a small triangle icon with an exclamation mark. What exactly is this? It's the functionality to report any content that might be deemed problematic. Firstly, this feature offers considerable practical benefits, as we all share a strong interest in proactively ensuring that no unlawful or morally harmful content is ever circulated via our platform. But beyond that, it's also a mandatory requirement for the Google Play Store. An application, specifically a social application, cannot be distributed through official channels as per regulations. Through the Google Store, if it's missing this vital capability. How does this truly operate in practice? Indeed, anyone can submit a report. This report will come to me as the author of this application, and fortunately, I now possess a powerful capability. I can block entire social network platforms. Consequently, if a significant volume of reports starts to amass concerning any particular social network as the creator of this application, I hold the power to completely disable that network and swiftly excise it from the application. Therefore, should you ever choose to establish your very own SAVVA network, bear in mind that it offers a comprehensive suite of content administration tools. It is crucial that you diligently monitor the content disseminated through your social network to prevent any potential blocking within the SAVVA application itself. Let's move on. So, how exactly does the transaction itself look? Well, let's say he decided to contribute to the fund. We observed that dialogue, then proceeded to click the 5,000 button and subsequently pressed Contribute. Following that, we arrive at a familiar place, something we're all accustomed to. This is the confirmation dialogue you will encounter inside the crypto wallet. You remember this, don't you? We'd click a button on a website and then MetaMask or Rabby Wallet would pop up with an enigmatic dialogue, prompting us for transaction confirmation. This is a complete parallel to that specific item. The key distinction lies in the fact that our application, or rather our software program, is exceptionally well versed in all the various contracts that this particular application invokes. Therefore, rather than merely displaying mysterious numerical codes on the screen, as is typical with interfaces like Rabby Wallet that simply present a sequence of hexadecimal digits, our application consistently deciphers that enigmatic data sequence, clearly displaying the precise contract and its associated parameters that are about to be invoked. For the majority of individuals, this remains quite a technical concept. But it's crucial for me as I clearly see the exact transaction we're attempting to send to the blockchain. Currently displayed on the screen, you can observe that we are preparing to invoke a specific contract which is formally identified as the content fund. This is a specialized contract specifically designed to realize the dynamic operations of the content fund. Within this contract scope, we'll proceed to invoke the contribute function. Exactly what I wanted, and we see all the parameters, including the quantity, the amount of 5,000. The wallet is so intelligent that it discerns within this particular contract call, those 5,000 represent a numeric value in SAVVA tokens. Moreover, it's aware of SAVVA's market valuation. Therefore, in the comments displayed here, we can distinctly see the precise dollar figure we are endeavoring to contribute, amounting to $15.07. If all is well, we will proceed by pressing the confirm button. The transaction processes for a bit. You can see the spinner turning. And once all of this is processed on the blockchain, specifically executed on the Pulse chain blockchain, blocks are generated roughly every 10 seconds, though sometimes there are delays. In summary, the loading wheel might spin for a maximum of 10 to 15 seconds until the transaction completes. I should mention right away that on other blockchains, this process can change quite dramatically and be considerably faster. After that, we see a green confirmation that the transaction was successful. That's everything. No need for any other MetaMasks, no Rabby wallets, nothing more is required. And just like that, we remained right within the confines of our application. How's the editor? The editor is very simple. We press the Create New Application button, and the first thing we see is a menu that presents us with a question. On which specific network do you wish to publish your post? Given that we are concurrently integrated into numerous SAVVA networks, it is essential for the editor to be precisely informed about which of these networks we intend to use for launching our post right now. Once we've selected it, we land on the editor screen itself. It's really hard to make a good editor for a small screen, but we did the best we could. Certainly, we realized that composing lengthy, truly intricate posts on a mobile phone is something hardly anyone will undertake. This isn't particularly comfortable. It's still more convenient to compose those extensive posts on a desktop utilizing our web client. However, crafting smaller posts, certain travel journals, and crucially, engaging with comments directly from your phone remains both achievable and straightforward. It's easy and convenient, and we've added some other clever tricks to make the process even easier. Yes, in this editor, you can also easily embed pictures, video, and audio. It all works. So indeed, if we have populated some content here, upon pressing the next button, we are then presented with a subsequent screen displaying additional parameters. As you may recall, it's also possible to attach a small image to each of our posts. The post cover, yes, that's what it's called in English. And a crucial feature, you're able to specify the audience for whom this post is intended. It can either be public, accessible, and addressed to everyone, essentially general content, or it can be reserved solely for my subscribers. If we click on For My Subscribers Only, we see this clever little thing. A clever specific section where we can tell the system, or rather, where we can indicate. First off, we see a prominent red notice. This is a crucial observation that I strongly recommend everyone to review at least once. It's available in all languages we support. The application supports 5 languages as of today, I believe. Be sure to read it in your native language, the one you'll be reading in, because it contains some very important words. Look, the exclusive content, which isn't available to everyone but exclusively for your subscribers, is genuinely encrypted. So in reality, as soon as you make a post like this, you're distributing encrypted content through public networks. This is a rather significant responsibility. We would really hate for any inappropriate content to be distributed through these technologies. So how exactly did we approach this? Well, first off, there's this vital cautionary note, ensuring that individuals understand their actions and bear personal accountability should they attempt to disseminate any inappropriate material via this system. The second very important thing, even though this content will be encrypted and unavailable to the public, the network administrators will still be able to see this content. This is indeed a critically important requirement. Consequently, bear that in mind just once. Once you've read this, you can click this up arrow to fold it away, ensuring it won't disturb you again. However, reading it at least once is absolutely essential. Subsequently, you can input the minimum weekly support amount people need to provide for them to view this particular post. And as you input that figure, the system will recalculate. For instance, I've put 1,000 here. This implies I intend for this post to be exclusively viewed by those who subscribe and pay me at least $3 per week. And I immediately recognize that this post will be seen by 0 people. I mean, I don't have such subscribers, but this is a test account for your information. But in reality, as soon as you start entering that number, the system immediately tells you the size of the audience you're targeting. Okay, let's move on. AI Assistant. Look, say you've written some content, filled something out in the editor. Thereafter, you may simply tap to summon this artificial intelligence, which will then assist you in preparing your post for its release, helping you finalize it. Whether it's a post or a comment, it makes no difference. You simply click on the AI Assistant and a dialog box will pop up featuring a prominent button labeled Prepare for Publication. If you just press this button, the AI Assistant, being quite intelligent, already knows exactly what needs to be done and will handle everything proficiently. However, if you're not entirely confident in its capabilities, or if you believe you have a superior understanding of how to manage your post, you have the option to click the Show Individual Options button. This will reveal an alternative dialog box, enabling you to delegate specific distinct tasks for the AI Assistant to perform. Like what exactly? For example, you could just check the grammar and spelling, to fix any errors in the words. Or you can ask it to slightly improve the post style. Or for instance, you could ask it to shorten the post slightly. You might write and write, then think, this is a bit lengthy. You simply press the button and cheerfully receive a revised post that delivers the exact same message, just in a more concise form. You can also tap a button to suggest an excellent title for the post, and yet another button to translate it into all the languages that are supported on this particular social media platform. I suggest starting by simply pressing one button, should prepare Posten. Most of the time it functions wonderfully. The application is integrated with Google's AI, specifically Google AI Gemini. However, for this feature to function correctly, you need to deposit the appropriate token into it. But rest assured, the application will guide you to precisely where and what to copy. From my perspective, it functions simply exceptionally well. I hope we'll get to see that right now. Okay, well, one last thing. I'll run through it quickly. There's also this, what's called the hamburger menu. These 3 lines on the right are what we call the hamburger menu, where you can discover many useful things. Among these, you'll be able to view the wallet itself and see various other features. The wallet has 2 pages, addresses and balance. Addresses is where we configure which address we want to work with. Say I have 1, 2, or 3 mnemonic phrases, it's all the same. I can readily pick, now I use this address, now I use that one. It's essentially quite similar to the process we follow when selecting an address within a crypto wallet. It's important that for each address we can also pick an NPO. Thus, for instance, my mnemonic phrase might be configured for a specific address, but that address actually pertains to a member affiliated with a particular organization. I want to work not for myself, but for this organization now. Should we tap on the balances, we'll find our conventional wallet, mirroring precisely what we observe within our web-based application, fully equipped with comprehensive functionality, enabling us to dispatch tokens and offering the capacity to stake and unstake them as needed. Every single feature, completely and fully accessible within the web application, has been thoroughly integrated and implemented directly into this platform. All right, indeed, there's a specific profile page available, allowing you to effectively manage your registered name and conveniently update or change your avatar. It's super convenient. Changing your avatar on the phone is actually easier than on the web app. So you can actually take what's colloquially known as an inch selfie on your phone and then effortlessly convert that into your personalized avatar for your profile. All right, moving on. And naturally, you can always add or remove the social networks you use at any given time. So here's a crucial point when dealing with these networks. Observe, I am now clicking the button to add yet another network. The first thing people ask me is, what's the backend URL? Meaning, where is the site itself located? The standards, the SAVVA network node can be found at the address savva.app. However, once we reach Christmas and release all of this into the public domain, should any individual, for instance, a hypothetical Vasya, desire his own network and choose to launch it on a domain such as vasya.com, he can then access this application, input vasya.com right here, and seamlessly connect his personalized network. Subsequently, the application starts interacting with his network, of which neither I, the SAVVA team, nor anyone knows anything. It is therefore a completely open and democratic platform. Okay, this demonstration is the most crucial. Let's try to witness it unfold. All right, for this particular task, I need to make a few adjustments. All right, hold on for just a moment. Share screen. All right, just one moment. Let me find my phone. Here it is. Okay. Behold, this is my real phone, the one I'm holding right now. All right, let's give this a try. I'm now launching the SAVVA application. This is what it looks like. If I swipe my finger from the left side to the right, then accordingly, our full menu slides out. I can switch, for example, to the new section and view the absolute latest posts that are currently available within our system, spanning all configured domains that I have specifically configured. I could get carried away and start reading now. I really love the content that's shared on our networks. But I'll hold myself back for a moment. Let's take a closer look at the settings. So, observe how my setup is structured. You'll notice at the very top, directly here, icons clearly indicating all the accounts I'm registered with within the system. When I tap on my wallet and then on the addresses, it reveals that on the Pulse Chain blockchain, I am linked as a specific address, this particular one associated with my phone. This was something I specifically configured for this demonstration. This is a specialized account where I avoid storing anything of significant value, meaning no expensive tokens are ever kept here. It is specifically designed for me to securely keep its mnemonic phrase right on my phone. But at the same time, I've specified that I'll be operating on behalf of the NPO called SAVVA. For something like this to work, as the creator of the SAVVA NPO, I have to go into that NPO's settings and add this account there. It's a bit more complex. Perhaps we'll do a separate stream to cover these dynamics, as not everyone truly needs it. The vast majority of individuals will simply input their personal mnemonic phrase and operate straight away. But here's a crucial thing. When I put this together, each time I access the menu, I see up top who I'm authorized as. So I'm logged in with my phone, but in addition, I'm functioning as a user of the SAVVA NPO. We can see the balances. For convenience, we've set it up so that when I'm working in this dual mode, it shows me both balances at once, the NPO's balances and my balance as an individual account. Furthermore, for the majority of individuals, you will simply observe your real-time balances displayed right here. Indeed. Right, how does it work? Let's open a recent post. Okay, I want to see a post that has multiple languages. Hold on 1 second. Let's take a good one. This post, for example. Please note, there's an embedded YouTube video right here. If you click on it, you'll be taken to YouTube to watch this truly excellent video. Right, now look how the top menu is designed. It's done very neatly. To view the upper menu with its settings once more, there's no need to scroll completely to the top. Simply give a slight downward nudge and the menu will instantly surface. And here you can go ahead and try choosing another language. Well, maybe let's pick Spanish. Beautiful. I don't understand a thing. Let's choose Russian. You can read it in Russian. Okay, let's try changing the fonts. For instance, one might opt to utilize an alternative font style, alter the dimension, and modify the interlinear spacing. That turned out a little, maybe a bit over the top. Let's change it back. This feature is truly convenient. It has proven to be a very important capability that significantly enhances the readability of the content. All right then, yes, it's quite an extensive article. Well, let's go ahead and attempt to leave a comment on it. I'm going to demonstrate precisely how the functionality, let's proceed to add this very comment, operates. Observe how this process can be executed on a mobile phone. I begin entering the text. But honestly, I really don't like typing on my phone. My daughter types incredibly fast, but I find it quite challenging. I'm just not keen on this keyboard, though thankfully Android does provide the option for voice input. So I can just tap the microphone and say the text. What a fantastic post. I'm always looking forward to your new content. Publish more often. Oh, yes, my apologies. Just a moment. I was set to English. Let me erase this. I really want it to turn out purely. All right, once again, I'm now switching to Russian because that is the language I'm speaking. Great post. I constantly anticipate your posts. Please publish new content more frequently. You see, we've typed some text, a perfectly normal human comment, but it's like, without periods, without commas, without anything at all. So in principle, I could start fixing and correcting all of this now, and then maybe translate it into other languages. Instead, I just tap AI Assistant and say, prepare post for me. Observe what occurred. Firstly, the AI promptly and accurately formatted the text, correcting every single error. It meticulously inserted all the necessary periods and commas. And it correctly understood that I was speaking Russian. Notice it set the language to Russian at the top. Beyond that, it also translated everything into all other languages. So you can see how it is in French or English. After the AI has done its work, this little thing lights up at the top. What language is this? What color is this? Purple, right? Probably a purple heading that indicates what you are seeing on the screen was generated by AI. If for some reason you don't like the result, you just press the undo button and everything goes back to how it was. But if you don't do that and start changing something in the post, then that little image disappears. Well, that's basically it. And we can try to publish it. I don't know if it will work now or not. So I went ahead and clicked the publish button. This is quite a complex undertaking because, as I've mentioned, there isn't any company or central database involved. This is a completely decentralized system. The content itself goes into IPFS, and the content's registration takes place on the blockchain. So there isn't any Facebook beneath this entire structure. It's a truly fascinating capability that enables you to publish directly to these decentralized networks, existing in a distributed yet somewhat unknown manner. So we've landed on the confirmation dialog, therefore we can observe what's taking place. Well, for me, this is relatively clear. Within the contract registry, the function to register content is invoked. I will now press confirm. And I end up here. This might take about 10 seconds, but let's wait for it. If this system were centralized, similar to Facebook, everything could be done swiftly. Yet precisely because there is no single central company overseeing this entire setup, registering in decentralized systems like these takes a little time. But let me just hint again that PulseChain isn't exactly the fastest blockchain block around. PulseChain isn't actually the quickest blockchain available. Significantly faster and more cutting-edge blockchains are currently in development, and I truly anticipate that by next year, we will witness these systems operating at a considerably accelerated pace. Thus, it actually came to pass. And the comment really should have been successfully posted by now. Indeed, here it is. Our comment, published under the name of SANA NPO, is now active within the system and globally accessible, unaffected by borders, governments, limitations, or any regulations. Not one of those things can halt this process. So that's probably everything I wanted to show you today. All right, yes, this is the single most crucial point I want to emphasize. Let's put it this way. A slight inconvenience has occurred. Okay, I'll just switch off this particular feature and then re-add another display to our view once more. The minor inconvenience is as follows. Please bear with me for just a moment. The real hiccup here is that the application is presently undergoing its absolute final stages of verification and approval processes with Google, which is a bit of a setback. I had genuinely held out great hope that by today they would have already granted approval for this application to be available in the store. Regrettably, however, the application is still undergoing its review process. Inactive, yes, so it's a matter of this thing can take a day, 2, 3. Sadly, it's quite challenging to forecast. As you can surely grasp, the Google Store is absolutely swamped with the immense volume of applications constantly being uploaded and released there. Consequently, at the 11th hour, specifically for this slide, I found myself needing to add the yellow word soon directly into the line indicating available in the store. I personally strongly dislike it when unavailable things are announced, but regrettably, you won't yet be able to download this application today. However, once it successfully clears this approval stage, we will promptly inform everyone via all our communication channels. Secondly, you can simply bear in mind that the application's name is quite straightforward. It is merely called SAVVA. Regrettably, it occasionally happens that an application isn't immediately discoverable by its name, particularly when it's a new release that has just launched in the App Store. Thus, you can directly input the official app ID app.savva.mobile into the store's search field, and it will subsequently show up in the results list. From there, you can easily click on it, install it, give it a try, experiment with it, fully enjoy the experience, and be truly impressed. That's essentially the core message I intended to convey today. Now, if you'll permit me, I'd like to extend an invitation to Igor Smirnov, as I sense he's incredibly eager to update us with the most recent developments. About the Periscamp system project. Igor, my friend, welcome.
Hello, good evening. To be honest, I am terribly eager to finally get some sleep.
Tell us, where are you?
Yes, first and foremost, peace be upon you all. I wasn't trying to confuse you. My screen was kind of grayed out. I tried to show something. You mentioned this intrigue. I thought I'll begin with a Saudi Arabia reference or something like that. Then, all of a sudden, I noticed you reacting to my.
I can see that, yes.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you.
Where did Saudi Arabia come from?
And from the heroic city of Jeddah, situated on the beautiful Red Sea. The annual film festival is currently underway right here, and I've arrived with our Paris Camp project in tow on a very interesting mission. We're trying. I'll tell you about it in a moment. Yes, so what's genuinely fantastic. First off, Alex, a huge thank you for that superb presentation and for all the incredible advancements that are clearly visible. Not just sporadically, but rather occurring consistently. Updates and various ongoing developments stem directly from our discussions, including the important feedback we receive from the team. Coming from the authors, and you're truly hearing and taking in all of this, as it happens. It's just incredible how nicely you react. It's truly amazing. Honestly, what's currently transpiring with the mobile application is quite significant. It's truly like, something that is profoundly vital and utterly noteworthy. So we do need it, that's right. We know our current position. While we can jump out of our skin with excitement, a mobile version is genuinely essential for us. We want patrons of the arts to visit us regularly, not just occasionally, you see.
Right, you realize there's been a fundamental shift. Now, when someone asks, where can I read your work? You just say, install the app. Even someone who knows nothing about crypto can press a button to create a wallet without even understanding what they're doing. However, to simply access and read various content, no transactions are required whatsoever. You can find your favorite author right there, subscribe to them, and start getting their content. And only then will they ask, how can I support you here? That's when the question of where to get tokens and all that comes up.
Well, look, firstly, I really want to thank you for singling out Paris Camp as its own unique sandbox. It's truly appreciated. I mean, truly, I'm immensely proud of everything we're accomplishing. I genuinely believe that we are, a sort of, a physical network node existing out there in the world, right? So you might conceive of crypto as an abstract concept, but with this, you can genuinely engage with it in the tangible, real world, experiencing it firsthand. This is what we're doing. Allow me to provide an example. For the last couple of weeks in Paris, we held a film screening at the film school. There, we were showing films in various languages. A Russian-speaking audience would attend, and I decided to simply experiment by talking about Paris Camp. Thus, and spoke about our authors. Then I displayed a QR code that simply directed people to the Paris Camp Instagram page, which had only one follower at the time. After those 4 screenings, we now have 93 followers. So just out of curiosity, people were scanning things. This underlines the essence that when we speak about someone, for example, through the events we host in Paris alongside the authors who are our esteemed contributors, with the team at Paris Camp, all of this is becoming quite tangible and real. If we can just build that bridge and truly make things much simpler and more straightforward for everyone, with our new mobile application, we are genuinely just one small step away from truly making it incredibly, incredibly accessible to a really broad and diverse general public. Because, no matter what we discuss or state, we possess our own SAVVA, Paris Camp, and all these other realms. They serve as a supportive platform for patrons, for individuals who champion the artists we admire and the remarkable creations they bring forth. However, it would be truly wonderful if there were more passionate enthusiasts like them. Therefore, all these recent innovations, they truly deserve applause. It's absolutely superb. So what I want to say is, what's coming up for us? Well, first of all,
answer me directly. Why exactly did you feel so compelled to go to the city of Mecca? Be honest.
No, well, listen, besides the obvious, first of all, I've never been here. I've been to Saudi Arabia before, but usually it's Riyadh. But here, you see, it's Jeddah, so Mecca is just around the corner. As you fly in, they remind you several times on the plane where Mecca is. Let's thank everyone and all that.
So I understand the plane lands facing Mecca, correct?
Well, of course, we land in the correct position, yes. It's in my hotel, there are arrows everywhere showing which way, where the proper mosque is. But the truth is, Saudi Arabia is transforming. They are striving for openness. They're trying to alter things that remained unchanged for centuries. And now, in just a few years, even mere months, everything is rapidly evolving. Therefore, this film festival is highly captivating, especially since, it's located in a city of 4 million people. And you can see how they're bending over backwards trying to be such a dynamic country. The people are very open. I mean, this year I've been to, well, practically all the major A-list festivals. This is likely the most open, and I mean, to clarify, no, there are not any. No barriers. You can talk to anyone about anything.
Listen, I must apologize for interrupting you, but I clearly recall that distinct atmosphere of freedom, particularly when previously closed-off societies begin to embrace the notion of becoming more open to the global community. They start inviting individuals from all corners of the world, organizing various open film festivals, concerts, and seeing a steady stream of people arriving. I distinctly recall that intoxicating scent of newfound freedom. It genuinely feels like a wonderfully happy period for culture, truly, you understand? May God grant that it continues for a long time.
What's most interesting to note, of course, is that the government is investing substantial amounts of money into this endeavor. And what's most interesting is that it's not just some report, right? So I went to, well, some high-level bureaucrat was giving a presentation about funding, co-funding cultural initiatives. Exactly our topic.
Our topic, precisely.
Yeah. And then, they opened up the floor for questions to the audience, and I grabbed the microphone. Ultimately, I ended up being the sole person posing questions, and that's how the whole process unfolded. And he wasn't just giving answers from a mere presentation. He was providing very specific and concrete responses. And when it was over, the crowd thinned out. His secretary came up to me and said, "Okay, very interesting." I had prepared the presentation, and I told him, "I can provide you with a copy." He then approached me and extended an invitation to an event where, due to it being hosted by the State Bank, various investors were also present. Last night, I found myself at a truly exclusive event. Normally, you'd never get into something like that at Cannes, Berlinale, or Venice. They're inviting you here, calling you. They are open to you.
This is coming from the man who attends the Cannes Festival using a VIP pass, isn't it?
Yes. My broader point is, considering all that it encompassed, one simply needs to convey genuine interest. They're ready to listen, they're ready to talk. It's so great. So, there will be separate news on that. For now, I don't want to touch on it or make any promises. I'm going to share a bit about something different now, and there will be news, and once more, the wonderful aspect of what we're accomplishing with Paris Camp. We're those kinds of practitioners. So, for example, you and I discuss things, have a good laugh, and then 6 months down the line, bam, it actually materializes.
Or even 3 times more happens than last time.
Yes, indeed. And this has occurred not just once or 5 times. It's simply a matter of time now. By January, Paris Camp will have reached its 1-year anniversary. So now I can see how much acceleration is taking place in this process. And that's fantastic. We're truly not hesitant to try these mentioned concepts to test them firsthand as practitioners. So that's really cool. It's truly awesome. Now, what I aim to convey without unduly prolonging this presentation is that on December 16th in Paris, for those of you who might find yourselves there, especially if you're engaged with the Paris Camp platform already, either as a creator or a patron, and this applies not solely to Paris Camp, but broadly to any of our platforms, particularly those utilizing SAVVA. We extend a cordial invitation for you to join us absolutely free. It will be a paid event, a wonderful evening at a theater in Montmartre. It will be a literary and musical evening featuring poems by Brodsky and Dmitry Makarov, read by our talented Dima. And it will be recorded. We are setting out to produce a television film, utilizing professional equipment for its creation. Indeed, this initiative forms a core component of our regular monthly agenda, as we are establishing an exclusive VIP club for our esteemed members. So the VIP club, who is it for? Entry for all our authors will be completely free. That is perfectly understood. For patrons of the arts, it's like a special perk. So come along to these evenings. These evenings will consistently present something truly exceptional. This could involve a special performance, and if there isn't one scheduled, we will provide updates on the SAVVA platform or Paris Camp. Since we have such a vibrant community of creators, you can certainly look forward to musical acts, and perhaps some of our distinguished poets will favor us with readings of their works. Perhaps other exciting things will unfold. There will be consistent prizes and various gifts awaiting you. We have, once again, creators and artists. There's so much we have at our disposal. Essentially, this is envisioned as a very exclusive, a premium and excellent club for individuals who champion the arts and cultivate emerging talent. And naturally, the talents arrive as is customary. This is their home, their exclusive club. And for patrons, we'll create more perks, encouraging them to attend and contribute regularly. Contributions will vary, not just crypto. So again, we want to get over that barrier where people say, oh, listen, I can't figure out your wallets. Hey, no problem. We are currently anticipating and very much hoping that before the close of this current month, December, we will be able to make an official announcement regarding the establishment of our physical presence. Production will have an NPO. We've already filed the documents. It's all done. We are currently just sitting around, idly waiting for that singular piece of paper solely to be able to finally register that bank account, which will then allow us to deposit and withdraw funds. Let me remind you again. The idea is that for any events, any money collected in the physical world, according to our smart contract, all our artists, poets, musicians, everyone we support, they receive payment via SAVVA, and through Periscamp, they're compensated.
Indeed, all collected contributions are allocated towards purchasing SAVVA tokens, which are then distributed in that form to the creators. Precisely.
Yes, exactly. That's a very important point, because we did this for our wonderful, wonderful musical performance in October, on October 14th, Severianin in Paris, which we prepared for several months. All the guys truly excelled, earning excellent compensation, and they delivered an absolutely magnificent performance. The level was simply incredible. I am extremely proud of this accomplishment.
People flew in from all over Europe.
We had people coming from everywhere.
I can genuinely share from my personal experience, as I had the immense good fortune and privilege to be in Paris, surrounded by the incredible company of the Periscamp team. This experience was truly a joy, and I was so happy to be there. It's phenomenal, guys. It's an explosion of talent, happiness, joy, emotion, the brightest, most profound emotions in life. Just to be in your presence alongside this group of extraordinary individuals brings an immense happiness that I will always cherish.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Yes, and well, again, if anyone happens to be here, I know some folks from Amsterdam were planning to be on today's stream. Yeah, if you're here, come on by. It'll be great. It's a small, lovely theater, but it will be heartfelt and great. Also, Christmas poems penned by Brodsky and the excellent Dima Makarov. It will not only be good, it will be truly excellent. And starting from the new year, we will be hosting regular monthly gatherings specifically designed to promote this concept of arts patronage and the formation of a club, fostering a genuine sense of belonging to something meaningful. People purchase tickets, some attend these kinds of specific events, but all these artists, many of them, are already part of our Periscamp. And again, we're adding more. There will be announcements, and we're expanding into Periscamp events, and we'll have Periscamp publishing. We already have 3 books getting ready to print. We just made a deal. We'll make a separate announcement with a very cool female author, a lady who, well, it's going to be...
Female author, not quite right.
Sorry, yes, I'm not there yet. Yes, author. By the way, she probably would have called me out on that herself. So what am I getting at? Well, sometimes I really have to pinch myself. Just how cool this is. Be careful what you wish for. Right? So it's all right here. It's truly incredible.
Thank you so much, Igor Yosha. Above all, so much of your heart and your energy is in this. Thanks a lot for the update. It's great to see you.
I'm extremely glad, Sash. Thank you for being such an incessant wellspring of news. Fantastic.
Thank you so much, and best of luck to you there in...
Shukran.
No, I haven't learned how to reply to that yet. Peace be upon you.
Same to you.
Bye.
Bye-bye, yeah.
All right, thank you all very much. There's one question I probably should answer. Will there be an iPhone application available in the future? Oh, absolutely, without a doubt, it will be. However, we will first refine the Android application to ensure its complete functionality and resolve any existing issues. I am aware there are still some issues that require attention and correction. Your patience is greatly appreciated. This is simply our initial version. We'll strive to quickly resolve all matters, ensuring everything functions perfectly. Subsequently, we will definitely create an application for the iPhone. All right, so let's conclude this discussion now. Thank you all so much. Farewell.